Alright guys, I just wanted to do a little intro to this video to let you know that I didn't finish this video. I did this heater core about 8 months ago. So toward the end I got frustrated trying to get the hoses off the heater core in the engine compartment, and I just stopped filming. But I wanted to get this video out because it may help a lot of people do their heater core themselves. So I got probably 75% of it on video, so at the end I will try to show you exactly where the bolts are at inside the engine compartment here to help you go straight to them and take them out. So anything I think might help you speed this process up, I will show you at the end of the video, because this install took me about 6 hours, because I didn't see many videos on YouTube that showed you where everything were without, you know, shaky cameras and that type thing. So hopefully I apologize again about not finishing the video when I did the heat core, but I'm pretty sure this will help you out. So watch the video, and toward the end of the video I will show you where the bolts are at here in the engine compartment for the actual heater core housing to be able to get that out. I didn't show when I had it out, but I will try to explain it the best I can. If you need to, just, you know, comment below and I'll try to help you out the best I can. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Alright guys, today we're going to do a heater core on my 2007 Chevy Suburban. I've been having this problem for a couple of days now, and I'm finally getting time to get to it. Like I said, the heater core is inside under the dash. We're going to be trying to take the dash apart before we can move it back to get behind it. But the first thing we want to start with is disconnect your negative cable on your battery, or we won't have any problems with that. So do that first. 10mm wrench nut on this battery cable. Okay, I got that disconnected now, so we can move inside the truck. Alright, looking on YouTube, I didn't find many good videos doing the heater core. I'm going to try to do it the best I can. This is the first time me doing it, but I've looked on YouTube just to try to get a general what the screws and what the bolts at, that type thing. A guy by the name of Joey F. 5 something something, he had a decent one, but his camera, you know, just handheld, and it was kind of jumpy here or there. So I'm gonna try to make this with a still camera, but some of the angles might not be that great because I got it on the tripod, and you know, I'm inside the truck, so I can't get the tripod in there. But I'm gonna try to explain it the best I can. I am in a time crunch. I got to get this done by at least 1 o'clock, and it's 9:14 now, so hopefully in the next 3 to 4 hours I can get this done. Like I said, what you want to do is start taking off your covers on the side, so you can see the bolts on the side here. You want to take off the vent here, and I'm going to use a screwdriver because I don't have the plastic things that they use to pop stuff off. So just be careful if you use a screwdriver not to damage your trim, but make sure you do it carefully before you don't break stuff, because that'll cost you more than what you're trying to fix now. So like I said, that pops off. You do that, you'll be able to just see in there, get some light, that type thing. And then next thing you want to do, you want to try to take this bottom cover off. Okay, there was 2 Phillips head screws, one right here up on the bottom here, and one on the inside on the bottom. Then you could should be able to then there's a 10mm bolt behind your park and brake latch. Now that I got that 10mm bolt loose, you can take the bottom plate off right here, and right now that cable is connected to this But if you get that 10 millimeter bolt out the way, you can slide your parking brake lever out the way, and that will come all the way out. Okay, I know I'm probably jumping around here, but I just know where these bolts at just from looking at that video. So you're gonna have to take this plate off right here. You're gonna have to take the side plate that's on here too. You just need to, it's pull tabs. So you should be able to just pull it off. And if you can see here, you got a bolt here and a bolt here. These two bolts here in the middle, they're fine. They just connect the little plastic part on the dash here. Then we got a couple of bolts up on the steering wheel column that we need to take loose, because we want this steering wheel column to drop down to get it out of our way before we can be able to move the dash back. Now that we got these two bolts off here, they was 10 millimeter bolts. Now we're going to move inside here up under the steering column. These two bolts right here, and there's two more in the inside over here. These two, we're going to remove this brace, because this brace has to move out the way before we can move it down. Then if you look on top of the brace there, we got a bigger bolt here, and it's another bigger bolt on the other side, and if you look back there in the back, it's one on that side and that side. So we're gonna take those off for the column will drop down, and we can prop it. We can prop the steering wheel on the seat for it to hold it up, so we don't have to have no problems with that. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those bolts and get that stuff out the way, and we're going to keep on moving. Okay, I've removed those bolts to hold this bracket in. They was just a 10 millimeter bolt, so we got that out the way. Now we can get the bigger bolts that hold the steering wheel column up. So okay, I got the steering column down. Like I said, it's resting on my seat, and it was those bolts that hold the steering column up was 15 millimeters. So you're gonna need, I had two extensions on it to make it the longer to get up in there from the bottom so you can twist it. And I went ahead and removed those two bolts here on the bottom side too here, because I think I'm gonna have to move this support here. So I just went ahead and took those off, and they was 1/2 inch bolts. So I went ahead and took that off, so I won't have to come back and try to do that. And here on the bottom, beside your center console, this bolt here that holds this brace on, you're gonna need to go ahead and take that loose also. And let me see what that is. I think that's gonna be that half. Yeah, that's 1/2 inch socket also. So I'm gonna take that loose, and I think that's all that's on this side. Then we'll move to the passenger side and get those bolts loose. All right, I forgot to tell you, it was a little plate over top of that, and you just pull it out, and that's what that support is up under. And if I was you guys, I got a little magnetized dish here that'll hold my bolts. I got one for this side and one for the passenger side, just to keep up with the bolts I have, for I don't get them mixed up. Okay, I'm on the passenger side now, and like I said, we just want to do the same thing like we did on the other side. We want to pull the panels off. We got these two bolts up there that we need to take off. We got to pull the little plate off here before we can get the side plate off. And I guess that's why the guys that do these videos have shaky cameras because it's hard to do it one hand for you guys can see it. Then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get this dash out. If you look up in this dashboard, I'm just trying to get the light put right so you can see it. It's a little stopper, like a hand that'll stop that dashboard for coming on out. And what you want to do is you want to push that up out the way where that dashboard will go past it. And make sure you hold on to it and just don't let it fall down. You want to take these bolts off of it. These 5 bolts here, and I'm going to see what size they are. And as you can see, the air conditioner system in the back, that's what we're trying to get to. So let me get these bolts out and we'll keep on going here. Like I said, I'm going to remove the 2 big bolts on this side, and I'm going to leave the one of the inner bolts in there. So we're going to remove these 2 bolts and see if we can find the other bolts. There's some bolts on the top of the dash that needs to be got to, so we're going to have to take the cover off. This back cover is separate from the front cover, so we'll get to that after we get these bolts loose. Okay guys, I was just taking this bottom plate off right here. I really don't know if I need to take it off, but I'm going to take it off anyway, but I'll let you know by the end of the video, do you need to take it off. But they got a screw over here in the bottom, in the very tip of that, and this plate that goes on your center console goes in here. At first I couldn't figure out how in the heck they get that screw in there, but this pulls off with pull tabs on it, and you can move it out the way. But all you can do is get your finger up there and touch it. What I had to do was, I got a little small, this is a 7mm deep well socket on a small 1/4-inch drive, and I could barely get it up in there and just feel around to see if it locks on that screw. And finally, after about 10 minutes of messing with it, I got it to lock on that screw to get that screw out of it. And it's just a little bitty screw right here like this, and the sun's coming out behind me, so it's throwing a shadow. But just wanted to show you that. Like I said, hopefully you won't need to take this out, but I just did it anyway, just to keep moving here. So other than that, now we're gonna, I got the bolts off the side, got the dash out the way, the dash the glove box out the way. Now we're gonna move up to the top to take off this back center part before we can get to this couple of bolts up there, screws that we need to take loose. Now on this top cover, it should be just some pull tabs that you could just, mine is cracked, so I can grab it and pull it up. Matter of fact, my pull tabs are not engaged in it, but for some odd reason. But what we want to do is to get that off and under the side ports. We can pull the corner down. I can see we can pull the corner down, but just don't know if that's the best way to do this. In the other guys' videos, they take the side cover off, but I mean, you could probably get away without doing that. I'm just trying to see if if I can get it off and under there without damaging anything else like that. We're just gonna go ahead and take the side supports off so we won't break that in half when we messing with it. Okay, now I just got my flathead screwdriver and pried around the edge of this to pop these covers off. And there's 2 10 millimeter bolts inside it. Both of these here that that you put on the little grab handle right here. So I got those removed. Now just pull tab out the way, and you got the speaker connection. You just want to press down and to remove. I might have to get a screwdriver here. Now that, like I said, that connection right here for the speaker, we got that out the way. Now we should be able to remove this side. And I forgot about the sensor on the other side. I just don't you do that. This sensor is connected right here in the middle, and I pulled the connection off of it. So you want to just turn it and it'll come out that easy. Hopefully this just snaps back together and I didn't damage it any more than it already is. Now that we got that out the way, just find a place to put that. I'm going to show you that we got a couple of bolts up here at the top. Okay, looking through the windshield, you can see we got a little, it's got a glare on it. It's a bolt right there. It's a bolt right there, and it's two on the other side that we got to take loose before we can pull that dash from the supports in the front from the firewall. So we got to take those four, and they 10mm bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done and see if we can have some movement on this dash. Okay, I found two more little screws here. It was holding the dash part to the vent on top here. So I'm just taking those two little bolts loose. They are like was it 7mm? I believe so. Yeah, 7mm. So I'm just taking those two bolts off. I just wanted to show you guys that also. Okay, I got all the bolts loose on the driver's side, the passenger side, but I tried to move this and it's still kind of solid, and I found where it was two more screws here on the top here. If you look down in the bottom, you see a screw that is connected to the support that goes that holds the dash, the crash support. So you got to move this screw. Then there's another one right there. So we got to remove those two, and they are 15mm bolts. So that way we can get the whole dash to move. Okay, just to let you know, I did have to go ahead and pull this other side cover off, because when I'm trying to move the dash, it's hitting that. So all it had was just like a 7mm bolt that was behind this cover. It's had this little cover on it, and like I said, I just got my screwdriver in there and popped that cover off, and that bolt is back up in there. So like I said, like the other side, you just want to disconnect the speaker connection and it'll come on out, and it's the same exact connection like on the passenger side. Now that I got the two bolts loose from the top, those extra two bolts we just found, I was able to move this dash off the bolts here on the side. Hopefully we don't have to remove these connections here to the fuse box, because we don't have to move this side out too far. It's the passenger side that we need to move out. So let's go back over there and see if we can get that side pulled out. Remove some of these connections, which we might have to do. Yeah, let's go ahead and remove this connection here on the side. They just got pull tabs. You pull on these tabs and these connections should come on out. Hopefully they don't go any other way, because there's like a gray one, there's a white one, and then there's a black one. So then they got a little little push tab here that I'm just trying to, before we can pull that wire off the side here. So I don't want to pull on the wires. You don't want to pull on those wires. You just want to pull on the base, because you don't want to pull the wire loose in the inside. Like I said, I'm just trying to get this tab off here. Try not to completely destroy it, but you might have to break it to get it off. Then they got two more connections at the bottom. You should be able to push down the tab on the top and pull it out. And this one on the bottom, yeah, that was kind of difficult, but you still just got to push down on this top tab to get that last one out. So now that we got those out the way, hopefully we should be able to move the dash back again. Make sure you remove all the junk that's in the glove, not the glove box, but your little tray in the front, because you need to slide it back. Okay, I found out these connections over here inside the side wall here. It's just like a little plastic holder that holds all these connections in, and it just pulls out a nut and hold it in there. So we just want to pull that out to get it loose before we can move this dash back. And I'm just trying to see if there was anything else that might be holding it back, because like I said, it is sliding on top of your center console here. That's why I said you might want to try to get all your junk out the way, because I'm just trying to make it flat before I can slide all that back. But it's moving, which is a good thing. Okay, let's keep working it back. Looking at everything, you might have to move the stirring column a little bit. I'm running out of room here to sit. But like I said, I'm just making sure these connections are not pulling on each other. If we got to disconnect something, we'll disconnect something, but connection here, I was able just to pull it out. The other one has like a little push tab that just, you know, just push down in there. And then this connection, I'm gonna go ahead and remove. All it's got is like a little pull-up tab on it, so we can move this a little bit more. And this another connection here. Just a tab that you just push down and it'll come loose. But this connection here, yeah, it's got a little piece of foam on top of it, but the push down tab is right here. So we got all that connection loose. Like it's down at the bottom, we still got that on. We might have to I think it's got a little bit more room we can move. So now I'm just going to take a look, see what the heater core is, and see if we can get to it where we at right here, because I don't want to move that no further out than I have to. So let me take a little time to look and see what we can do about getting that heater core out. Okay guys, I can see the heater core just sitting behind this little cover right here, and this cover had three 5.5 millimeter bolts, one on this side, one on that side, and there was one at the very top of here that I had to get a little wrench. If you got a good set of tools, they come with these little bitty baby wrenches, and I had to get in here and twist it, you know, one twist turn at a turn right there. But then again, I had to remove this actuator for the blend doors that was sitting here behind it. It sits over top of this little indention right here on these pedestals right here, and it was two 5.5 millimeter bolts holding that together too. Then we'll move to the engine compartment and take these two hoses off. Then we got to get the connections that these hoses go onto off the heater core lines. So we'll come back to that once we get that cover off inside. So I'm gonna try to take these connectors off of the heater core from out here, and they just got some push tabs that you're supposed to be able to push, and they're supposed to come off, but like anything else, they just not doing what they're supposed to do. This is not supposed to be the hardest part. I spent 20 minutes on this stupid connection right here. I got mad about it, so I went inside and used my sawzall to cut that arm off the heater core. And I'm just trying to see what was holding this on there so bad that I couldn't get it off. And I can't get it off right here, so I'm gonna have to play with that and get that connection off, so I can go ahead and see if I can get that heater core outside from the inside. Alright guys, we're here up under the in the engine compartment, and I want to try to show you what the bolts are at to take off the actual housing that the heater core sits in, your air conditioner system sits in. To let you know, you will have to discharge your system, because you will have to take these two connections off right here from your air conditioner system. So you might want to go get your system discharged, because you will have to remove these two things to your air conditioning system. But next, I'm gonna try to show you it's two bolts back here in the back of the breather here, the air intake. So first thing you need to do is take the cover off. And I recently, probably about 3 months ago, replaced the engine in this truck. So I was able to take this cover off the back here. This cover goes on the back of the intake, and I don't know what it's for. This might be like a heat shield or something like that. But you're gonna have problems getting to the two bolts that are behind. It's two 10 millimeter bolts that's behind this cover, behind your air intake right here. What I had to do is, this was on when I did the heater core. I drilled two holes. Well, I only needed one, but the first hole I missed, and the second one I was able to drill a hole. This is like a ½ inch. Now that's probably 3/4 inch hole, but you probably want to try to cut a bigger hole, like an inch hole or anything like that, biggest bit you got, to be able to get your wrench in there and take loose that 10 millimeter bolt that's in the back of this cover that's behind your intake here. So that's going to be a challenge in itself. I'm going to try to zoom in here. if you would look behind that clip right there, it won't focus because it's focusing on that clip, but there's a place where a 10mm bolt will be down there. I was able to take it out, but I was not able to put it back in. It's just a difficult angle, and I wasn't able to put that bolt back in. So, and when I replaced the engine, I didn't have that bolt anymore because, like I said, that's 8 months ago I did this. There's one down there, then there's one up here. Okay, I got a flashlight now. We can see back in the back of this the engine compartment here. You can see the two bolts. There's one right here. There's another one right over here. There's 10mm bolts, and you're gonna need to take those bolts out to get that housing for the heater core out from the inside. That's two of them, and like I said, there's one down here that I showed you that I couldn't get back in. Back down there, there's that spot that's missing the bolt. Like I said, that's three, and there's, trying to get you a better view here. You see the hole below this top bolt? There's a hole right here that's in the behind the battery. You're gonna need to take the battery out, and probably this cover, not the cover, but the thing, the battery tray that it sits in. You're gonna have to remove that too, because there's a hole right here that has a 10mm bolt in it that needs to be taken out right here, and there's another one on the other side. I see why everybody's videos have shaky camera work. Here on the other side, trying to get focused, behind the battery, you see behind the battery connection right there at the bottom, it's another hole that has another 10mm bolt in it. You're gonna have to remove that. And this bolt here, there it goes. That bolt right there needs to be taken out also. So we talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, 10mm bolts that need to be taken out to get that black housing that the heater core sits in. Okay, now I want to actually show you the heater core. This is the one that I cut off trying to get this heater core out of that black housing that the heater core sits in. But like I said, if you skip trying to get this out before you take off all the bolts here in the engine compartment and actually pull that black housing that it sits in out, you won't have to worry about this. This thing slides down in a slot in that black housing. I don't know the name for that black housing. I just call it the air conditioning housing inside the truck here behind the dash. The problems I had was trying to get the connections off of this pipe and this pipe. It's a piece on that hose connection that you have to press. And when you press it, it's supposed to open the insides up far enough to slide over this little bump right here. That's what that frustrated me the most. Like I said, that took a lot of time trying to get these connections off, and that's why I got frustrated and stopped filming. So like I said, you have to press the two little tabs and it opens up like this before you can slide the hose clamp off of it. So I just wanted to show you that, and if you could get that off without any problem, that would help you a lot. Alright guys, I hope that helps finish this install. It's going to take you a little time, so don't get frustrated like I did, and just take your time. Like I said, when you get the dash loose from the inside, skip everything and go here in the front and take those bolts off up under the engine compartment. that would save you at least an hour and a half, almost 2 hours of trying to play around with that, trying to get that engine, that heater core out the inside, which I don't see any way that you could possibly do it that way. As long as you took the dash all the way out your way. Then again, it still would be hard to get that whole heater core to slide out of that slot that it sits in. The other part that's going to be difficult is this cover that's on the back of all the 3.5 engines. This cover has one screw here in the middle on the back side. Like I said, this is the back side facing the driver's compartment, and it's just in the way. Like I said, a lot of people take them out when they get a chance to take them out, so you can get to the oil sensor unit and all that good stuff. So to get this out, you have to take off the intake to get this off of your engine, because it's a hose that goes through here that goes into the intake, and it's also a pain. I don't know why they have this on here. It's probably just a heat shield. But other than that, guys, like I said, if you got any problems, please comment down below and I'll try to help you out the best I can. And hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's long, but like I said, that was 6 hours worth of work, and it was hard to compress that video to, you know, a 10-minute video. So I tried to put all the information that I could to help you with this install. But if you need any more help, just let me know and I'll try to help you out the best I can. But other than that, guys, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow this channel the best we can. Whenever I got something going on, I try to videotape it, except for the engine install. Like I said, this is my work truck too, so I was down and I had to go ahead and do it without trying to worry about filming it. So, but other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Until the next video, we out. Thank you for watching.